didn't even get into the early 90s with it, because even when you win your first WWF Championship in 92, that was a shock to fans, because a wrestler like you wasn't really in the WWF title picture. Like, that was long before any talks of...
That was a huge long shot.
Yeah.
You know what?
It wasn't an athletic
If they'd even had a
championship.
few months, if they told me, like, in June, like, hey, we're going to put the belt on you at SummerSlam or whatever it was, you know, I would have got knifed in the back, and that idea would have been shot down by so many other wrestlers and so many other people say, like, you could never do that. Don't put down Bret Hart. He's the, you know, and they would have killed that idea. But the only reason I think I got the belt was Vince took a big chance, made a kind of a, we were just talking about how Vince sometimes makes rash decisions and goes in a completely different direction, and that's what he did
On that day.
Maybe the day before or
Right.
a couple of days before. But I never had any warning. Like when I showed up in Saskatoon, the day I won the world title for the first time, I had no idea that that's what it was going to be, or that I would win.
How does somebody like you work under those circumstances? Because you're a guy who, like, obviously cares about the long term, and everything is like, even you're having these matches, and you know, you're in your late 20s and early 30s, and most people at that age are thinking about what's happening right now. You're already thinking about legacy and career and lifetime, and to have that, you have to work in these conditions where it just changes on a whim. There's not always this long-term vision that the performer has.
Well, there was never any guarantees about anything, and all I did was survive.
Yeah.
You know, like I just wanted to always hang on to my job, survive. But in doing that and surviving and sort of just doing whatever they tell you to do to the best of your ability, which is what I kind of did all the time.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, you see your peers and some of the people that are with you or started out with you that are starting to get pushes and starting to become guys like, you see guys like Rick Rude or Kurt Hennig, or they're all like my era, you
Right.
know, and they're all getting their chances.
Right.
And so you got to be patient. And it's like, okay, well, they're going to take a look at me pretty soon. I'm working my ass off, and I'm starting to really kind of turn heads as far as fans. Like, I could feel it, and hopefully they'll start feeling it too. And in my case, I think they were really slow to kind of get behind the Bret Hart train.
Mm-hmm.
It took a long time. But when Vince finally did get behind the train, the fans, all those years of the fans have been sort of wanting them to do something with me and they should do something with Bret Hart.
Yeah.
Bret Hart. And I remember lots of, I can remember the agent, Chief Jay Strongbow, always coming back every night and go, I don't know why they don't do anything with you. You're the hottest, you know, and he'd always praise me. And that was in the early days, like 85, 87 and stuff
Wow.
like that. And it's like, so I kept kind of staying in there, but I didn't get my chances. But when I did, I made the most of it. I didn't, you know, I think that another big part about my success, or the fact that they picked me or singled me out to go, okay, let's go with this guy, is I was really reliable. I mean, I never missed a shot. I never got hurt. I never hurt anybody. I was really safe. I was always a total pro, and I had a lot of like whatever I wanted. Like I could come up with a lot of ideas for a lot of. I had my own input in a lot of my matches, so it wasn't like anybody come back and telling me how to have a great match. I could go out there and give them a great match when they didn't expect it.
Yeah.
And again, I worked really hard, and I grew up in the wrestling business, so I had a lot of background. I had a lot of education in wrestling. I mean, when I worked for my father, I mean, I could run the whole show. I could give the first match, the second match, the 10th match. I give everyone their finishes, make sure everyone's matches were under a certain time. And I mean, I was a good organized guy from the business. I knew the business upside down.
Did you ever think